Hello, my name is Hedwig, and welcome to the first night of my unlimited New York run. You know, when it comes to large openings, a lot of people think of me. Many of you, though, have only recently become aware of me. It took a tragedy to make you finally pay attention, huh? But now you're interested, huh? You're intrigued, even? Oh, who is this Hedwig? Why, I've never heard of her before, Bob. Well, that is a question I have been asking myself for years, minus the bubble, of course. How did this slip of a girly boy from communist East Berlin become the internationally ignored song stylist barely standing before you? Well, that's what I want to talk about tonight. I'm not here to talk about calamity or scandal. I'm not here to talk about my relationship with a certain well-known rock icon, Tommy Gnosis. Even though at this particular moment he's probably talking about me. By some freak coincidence, he's previewing his tour of atonement tonight at Giant Stadium right across the river. I wrote every song on his album. And by the way, the tabloids did get it right. He was driving, he was on blow, and he was getting blown by yours truly. And he did hit that school bus that was full of deaf children. One of them survived, now blind. Oh, it's ridiculous. I taught him everything he knows, and has apparently forgotten about rock and roll, and he still barely mentions my name on that giant sucking sounds that Larry King calls a show, which I'm sure you all saw, because if you hadn't, right now I'd be singing to the desk clerk, or, with any luck, my agent, Phyllis Stein, who, like most of you, is also barely aware of me. You know, I recently found my first diary. Age 2 to 6. And it made me think, what, it was fully illustrated. It made me think how I got here. You see, the road is my home. My home, the road. And when I think about all the people I have come upon in my travels, I have to think about all the people who have come upon me. I'm talking about the geography of human contact, right? The triangulation of a pair of eyes on my face, the latitude and longitude of a hand on my body. These are the only clues that I have to my place in the world, to who I am. And who is Mystery Woman? I laugh, because I would cry if I don't. I thought the other day that so many people have touched me on my way to the stage tonight. It's impossible to say who's touched me the most. My father, perhaps? The American GI who left when I was barely old enough to speak my first words. Daddy, when I grow up, I'll kill you. Maybe it was my East German mother. No, when she touched me, it was merely by accident. Reaching for the beans at the table or something. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I touch you, dear? I'm sorry. One day we were watching Jesus Christ Superstar on American Forces Television. And I turned to Mother, and I said, Jesus says the darndest things. She slapped me in the face. Don't ever mention that name to me again. But he died for our sins. So did Hitler. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. It's better to be powerless, my son. Well, she got her wish when the war went up. We happened to be living on the east side, and Mother was given a job teaching sculpture to children with no arms. Communism, God rest its soul, right? Most of my time was spent listening to American Forces radio. Our apartment was so small that Mother used to make me play it in the oven. And late at night, I would rest my head on the top rack and listen to the American masters, Tony Tennille, Debbie Boone, Anne Murray, who was actually a Canadian, working in the American idiom. And then there were those crypto, homo, rockers, Lou Reed, Iggy Pop, David Bowie, who was actually an idiom, working in America. Oh, those artists left as deep an impression on me as that oven rack did on my face. I used to sing along with the radio, but never with the melody. How could I ever do it as good as Tony or Debbie? No, I was content to sing gentle backup harmonies in my oven. I tried singing once in Berlin, and the audience threw tomatoes, but after the show I had a nice salad, so it was okay. When the hour grew late, and it was time for Mother and I to go to bed, Mother would shout from the bathroom, "Well, that's me!" And I would reply from the kitchen, "Well, I guess that's me too." And we would wash our feet and brush our teeth and lay down on that narrow pallet that we had shared since Daddy left. Like two pieces of a puzzle that don't quite fit, but are jammed together and left on a table by some dangerous shut-in with too much time on his hands. I'm sorry. I'm really fucking drunk right now.
Give it a hand.